walk
This
up and down the
conference
street
will
and spend
now
money.
be
I said,
recorded.
that's true, and that's the best job to have. So I do love my job. I have a passion for our downtown because when I was young, I used to come downtown. I remember great things with my mom and my grandmother and my sister. We'd come downtown and just have a good time. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring our downtown back. And we just want to say that you see the picture, and way back in the day, that's what it looked like. See all those old cars. Broad Street didn't seem to be as broad, but I think it probably was. But just where we're going, where we were, and now where we're going is kind of the topic of this today. So here again, a then and now, horse and buggy town. And now we've come to where we were just talking. I was talking to Pam here, and we were just talking about from 5:30 in the afternoon. You can't find a parking place in downtown because there's so many great restaurants to eat, and that's what we are. We are coming to be one of those places where you want to go, where you want to be, where you want to go. Let's go downtown. Lots of different choices, so let's go downtown. So then and now. Now, my office, if you don't know, is in the old Runt's Hamburger building. This was built in the 30s, and it was a Texas steakhouse, but then Runt came in and was there for about 50 years. So the city got that property at a pretty bad land swap, and made it. They came in and redid it in 2010. Downtown Gadsden and Gadsden Commercial Development moved into the old Runt's building. We've been there now for a little over 10 years. So that's it's a great piece of history. When people come to see me, they say, you mean that little long, short white building? That's us. And believe it or not, we still have people that come in and think it's still a restaurant. It's amazing to me. They'll walk in, they'll open the door, and they think, I think I'm in the wrong place. But that's a great place for us to be. It gives us identity. And I do share office space with Lisa Osborne with Gadsden Commercial Development. And we have a great working relationship. We help each other, and we just do what needs to be done to make downtown Gadsden and the city of Gadsden the place to live, I think. Yeah, I said we were an old horse and buggy town. This is at the corner of 5th and Broad Street. As you can tell, it's quite a long time ago. But that was some of the old buildings. At some point, almost every building in downtown Gadsden has burned. There's not many that are left that, okay, Heather, what'd I do? There you go. Okay, there you go. Okay, I'm back here now. So, but about every building is burned downtown. There's not many that haven't. I think the building where Imagination Place is now is probably one of the few that's the original structure for downtown. Just old pictures. This is 4th and Broad, and you can see the old courthouse clock tower in the background of that one. The courthouse is located on the corner of Court Street and Broad, and that's why it's called Court Street. It was taken down in the 50s and replaced with a new courthouse up on Forest Avenue. It's a great history location. I think that one of those things that we have is a lot of history in town, but that I hear stories about that old courthouse all the time. So I think that it's a great place for a lot of history. Hopefully that building that sits there now is empty. Hopefully one day soon it'll be filled and we'll have another big great thing for downtown Gadsden. Again, here's y'all could probably tell me the years of these cars. I don't really know. I'm not a great car person. It says the early 60s, so that's what I'm going to go with. But again, this is 5th and Broad, looking east. You can see, aren't you glad we don't have to parallel park anymore? I think that's the fun part of all of this. The parallel parking is gone, and we have a wide, broad street with some great parking, with some beautiful landscaping, and we're just very proud of our downtown. I think that when you go other places, you'll see too that it's a great place, and we're doing our part to keep everything as well as we can. So just a little bit of history here. In 1972, the downtown merchants could tell that there was going to be a problem because people were moving out. The malls were being built at that point, so they established the Downtown Action Council in 1972. Then in the mid-70s, the mall did open and the decline of downtown started. Again, I worked at Compass Bank. I started in 1973, so I saw the decline. I saw where we only had like 40% occupancy. It was almost like a ghost town with boarded up windows and things like that. So you know that when you come through something like that and you come to where we are, you've made great progress. But in the mid 80s, we did have a 40% occupancy rate. It was just not good. I thought I would never come downtown if I didn't work downtown. That was my thought. So 1993, they incorporated Downtown Gadsden Inc. as a nonprofit organization. It was a great thing for our downtown merchants. Kathy Back worked really hard to make this be a great program, and Main Street is a great program, and we became a part of the Main Street program. And then 1998, the streetscape. They dug up all the streets, y'all. I can remember, again, it was merchants that would, a block at a time, merchants were saying, you're going to put me out of business, you're going to put me out of business. And it was tough. It was tough. When they took that one block, they dug it all up. You really couldn't get there unless you walked on a very narrow sidewalk, because they tore it all out. But I think that you can see what happened when they finished that. It was a great addition to Downtown Gadsden. That's when they put in the trees. Yes, the trees are beautiful in the fall, but they shed leaves like crazy. I sweep leaves every day, and it doesn't do any good. But we do have a beautiful downtown with the angled parking places now, with the trees, with the landscaping. Parks and Recreation does a great job keeping flowers there, and so it's just kind of fun. But then in the end of 2019, we have a great problem of not having many places available. The places that I do have seem to be very large and not leasable right now. So the ones that we have people waiting in line for somebody to close, which thank goodness that doesn't happen very often. But we had a 90% occupancy rate at the end of 2019, and that's where we're holding right now. Recently, we had one business move from a smaller location to a larger location. But when she did that, she just went ahead and brought another renter to her landlord and said, hey, these people want to rent my store. So that's what happens. People waiting, and that's a good and pleasant thing to have. So here's just a couple of the, we love to eat. I don't know, maybe y'all don't, but I love to eat. I think that we've got some of the best restaurants. We've got a great variety of restaurants. The newest ones right here are NOLA on 2nd, which is in your back door. It's just opened last week. And then we've got the Downtown Chief, which is a second. If you've ever been to the Big Chief in Glencoe, this is their location, their second location in downtown. They went to where the old rail was at 210 Locust Street. And then for your sweet tooth, we've got Scoop du Jour. And if you've not been there yet, let me tell you, Tanita and Cassie do a great job. They're homemade waffle cones. You can smell them as you walk by the door. Oh my gosh. It's one of those things that is one of my favorite things. I love waffle cones. So those are the 3 newest restaurants that we have downtown. And then whoever thought we would have an axe throwing place downtown and a hookah lounge downtown. Now, in my time, I would have never thought that, but we do, and Clinton and Omar have done a great job with getting this done. These are brand new too. We've got great businesses opening in this pandemic, and that's what is so exciting to me, that people still want to invest in downtown Gadsden. They know that times are tough right now, but they believe in us. They want to invest in us, and that's why they're here. So neither one of these was empty for very long. The axe throwing Legathis is on South 3rd Street, and recently had a ribbon cutting there for them. And the hookah lounge is right across the street from them, so 630 Broad Street. So y'all come check out those 2 new businesses that we have. We have become a destination. I know we've got in the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks, a couple of bus tours. We are kind of a destination for other towns. There are charter buses that bring people to town. And it's because I have a beautiful downtown. The variety of our merchants. I mean, we've got a little bit of everything. And just because of the fun that we have in downtown, and I think that people just like to come and see. And I have never had anybody from out of town say, your downtown is not very good. Now, every once in a while, you'll hear somebody from here. I'm not trying to be ugly, but they'll say, there's just nothing to do. And I want to say, open your eyes, take your head out of the sand and look around. The best way to figure out what to do in downtown Gadsden is just walk. Walk the sidewalks. If you walk from 1st Street to 7th Street on one side, cross over and walk back, you walk 1 mile. It's a great walking track. It's beautiful. So everybody that comes from here, comes from out of town here, loves our downtown. And they do this all the time. They've been here from Decatur, Scottsboro. I've got a group coming up from Lakewood Dowie. We've got somebody. Oh, they were here yesterday. Okay, good. So Scottsboro group was here yesterday. They come all the time, and we don't always know they're coming. Sometimes they give us a little bit of warning, which is pretty nice to be helpful with that. So, but pretty, we're pretty. Landscaping, Parks and Recreation of the City of Gadsden. Christina Richardson does a fabulous job keeping our planters filled and our hanging baskets done. 4 years ago, we raised money. Jane Miles was instrumental in raising money to purchase our clock that's on the corner of 4th and Broad, between 4th and Court. It just gives us a kind of a great focal point. So, well, if you go to Court Street, you go to clock, you turn left or you turn right, whichever one it is. But they work so hard to keep our downtown pretty. A lot of people say, well, I wish you were like Fairhope. Well, you know, we're not Fairhope and won't be Fairhope, but I do think they do a fabulous job keeping everything as pretty as they can. And, you know, in the hot summer times on the sidewalk, sometimes it's hard. They water every day and it's so pretty. I know I'm prejudiced, but I think it's very pretty. Now you've got art. I mean, we have finally stepped up, and I'm going to give Mario Gallardo a lot of credit for this. Tourism actually did the Alabama 200. They helped with the Gadsden Museum of Art. Mario Gallardo did the vessel. That's the thing that kids love to crawl in there near Regions Bank. And it's just fun. And then, of course, the Cultural Arts Center did the big mural behind the Cultural Arts Center. And it's one of those things that's very, very eye-catching. But our newest piece is kind of exciting too. Okay. That's okay. It's coming. It's gonna be here. Come on. There it comes. Oh, notice there went too many. I get two. There you go. If y'all haven't driven past First and Broad, it's across from City Hall up near Broad Street. This was, Philip Williams had bought this property and torn down a couple of the buildings that were there. And he intentionally left a wall on his property to paint a mural, for a mural. He has been working on this, he and his mom have been working on this for quite a while. They got with Ray Wetzel at the Gadsden Museum of Art. He got with Allie Hubble, I guess. Hubble, okay. She's from Iowa. So, and she did this, and it's just been completed less than a month ago. It just gives you, as you come across the bridge, it gives you a great vision of downtown, of Gadsden itself, because you've got the bridge and you've got one of the co-founders, you've got the Spirit of America Monument, you've got Nakalula Falls, Pittman, you've just got a little bit of everything that relates to what is in Gadsden itself. So we're excited to have that new piece of artwork. And excited to maybe have some more in the works. I mean, I think that we need to continue. I remember one time going to Philadelphia, and they were the city of murals. They had more murals than any other place in the United States at that point, and it was just a great thing to have. It's a good thing to see. And then COVID. The COVID of 2020, I know it's COVID-19, but events were canceled. You know, we've always been known for having a lot of fun in downtown. But we had events were canceled. But I'm going to say that the merchants and restaurants did a great job. They made the changes that they needed to make to continue to be in operation. One day we're going to get back to this, so to real stuff. So here we got First Friday. If y'all don't know about First Friday, it's been going on since 2006. Okay, where's my little 2006? There it is. This is just slower than that. Is what I'm thinking. Okay. Oh, okay, I got you. So if you've never been to a First Friday, it's thousands of people gather, thousands of people enjoy. I say all the time, I think people come to First Friday because they see people they don't normally see. They have great entertainment. We have food vendors. We have our downtown restaurants, and some people just like to people watch. And it's a great experience, I think, to come to First Friday. I hope one day soon, I mean, we only had one this year, but I hope one day next year, early spring, I'm going to call May. I'm just going to say maybe by May we'll be back and going again. So that's what I hope happens on that deal. We have all kind of great things. Sunset Sips is our major fundraiser. We do a lot of things that we just work into a budget that are free for people. Sunset Sips is our major fundraiser. We close the bridge. We have refreshments and people pay to come, and that money is used to better downtown. We have raised money, and the speakers, when you hear the music downtown, those speakers and that music comes from money that we raise from Sunset Sips. The new banners, I don't know if you've seen our new banners downtown or not. They've been up about probably close to a year. Well, they went up first of this year. I steal ideas from other cities. I am not original. I have no marketing skills whatsoever, but I do steal well. So I was in Asheville, North Carolina last year, and I found myself making pictures of banners everywhere. So, one of them says the best place to shop is here, is local, so shop here. Then one of them says, best place to shop locally, but if you're not from here, shop here. So if you haven't looked at those, I just think they're fun. I think that we take the money that we raise from this particular fundraiser and reinvest it in downtown. This picture was from 2017 because 2018 and 19, the weather did not cooperate. And then, of course, we all know what happened in 2020. One day, next year, we're going to get back to this, third Tuesday in October. Our Fifth Street Market is owned by the city. That was an old, decrepit building that was originally bought for a parking lot. But Shane Ellison and I went to a meeting in Auburn, a Main Street meeting, and they were talking about taking something that you had and making it better. So that just clicked in Shane's mind. Let's take that building. They left the guts standing and take that building. And now the Fifth Street Market is the home of the farmers market. It's an event facility. It's just been a huge success in downtown Gadsden. It's run by Parks and Recreation, and I think that it's just it adds another thing to our downtown, which is what we're looking for. Musical Mondays. If you've never heard of Musical Mondays, I wouldn't be surprised. It's a very small event that we've had for the last 7 years. And on Monday, every Monday from May through September, from 11 to 1, we would have free hot dogs, free music. Buster Porch is our DJ. He would come out and play some great jazz tunes. And then Curly DeRamus is the one, he would cook hot dogs. We'd give them away. People would line up to give hot dogs and listen to some music. So that was at the water wall between the Pittman and the Downtown Civic Center. Again, they got canceled this year, but we're looking to come back next year. Hope so. We have some great sponsors for that too, to provide the free food. And everybody seems to have a really good time with that. People dance and it's just fun. So what makes a downtown successful? I honestly believe a strong Main Street program. If you're not familiar with Main Street, this is centered in the National Trust for Historic Preservation. It's been around for a long time. It's been, in Alabama, we had a Main Street program, then it kind of disappeared through lack of funding from the state, but came back 8, 9 years ago. They hired, Main Street, Alabama hired a director, Mary Helmer. She was from Kansas. She had done my job in Kansas, but she'd also been a state director. She has taken our program and from the state and really run it great. I mean, we've increased from like 13 cities to 27 cities now, Main Street cities in the state of Alabama. It's a great program that if you follow their 4 points, the design, operations, promotion, and economic vitality, you're almost guaranteed to be successful. It is a lot of work, but once you get it going, it's very, very well worth that. So you got to have a great mix: retail, restaurants, Professional businesses. You know, during the week, you've got banks and things open that come and eat at different restaurants, or they'll come and shop while they're out and about. So that's an important part. You know, we have a good mix of businesses. We've got a good mix of people, and I think that that's a great thing to make. That's what helps make us successful. So, got to have a variety of restaurants, and we have that for sure. Professional offices, we've got that. Loft living. Okay, this is probably one of the coolest things that I'm excited about. Loft living downtown has increased exponentially and will continue to do so, I think. The people, all the apartments right now that we have are awful. We have 2 above Mommy and Me. We've got 8 above 408 Broad Street. We have 7 at 612 Broad Street. We have 2 above the rail public house now. So we've got about 15, 20 apartments now that are all rented. In the process is another building at 425 Broad Street, and that's going to have apartments upstairs as well, up to 15. So we're excited about that. You have to have a walkable area. I think downtown is walkable. Like I said, if you walk from 1st to 7th and back, you walked a mile. It's a great walking track. You feel safe, and you feel, you know, you probably can't get that quickness in that you want, but sometimes it's nice to just stop and window shop too. So that's what I like to do. And then we have strict guidelines in place to protect our historical heritage. You can't just come in and paint a building pink with purple polka dots or anything like that. There is a process that you have to follow as being part of a historic district. And that has worked really well. That goes through the city planning department. And we've had, you don't see much. Everything is very similar. So it's all part of keeping that historical heritage. Oh yeah, this is one of my, I'm talking about loft apartments. Craig King came in, and Martha and June's is on the left. It was the old Martha and June's building at 414 Broad Street. And he came in, bought that building, redid that building completely. His auction company is on the bottom floor. There are 3 apartments up top. And I've got to, hang on, let me just go to this. This is one, when he first opened this 2 years ago, he staged this apartment to show people. We had a great time looking at that, but people living downtown give you more traffic at night as well. So he did a great job on his apartments. They're leased, all 3 of those are leased. Then I mentioned, oh, this is a different one, 512 Chestnut Street. Philip Williams, I mentioned him earlier because his property is where the mural is. You see that ugly, ugly building up top. He came in and bought that building, redid that building, and now, before COVID, pre-COVID, we have to come up with a better word, I guess. He had 30 people working in that building, 30 employees working for Transglobal Services. So not only did he take a building, remake a building, he hired people. And he lives in Texas, but when he's home, he lives upstairs in that apartment. It's right above it. Here we go. I guess this is my Philip Williams story right here. He also came in and bought this building that's behind my office on 7th Street. It now houses the Hemp Source, Hot Rod Barbershop, and Gadsden AL Nutrition. And it's, you know, it doesn't look like much parking, but there's parking in my parking lot or across the street. So he's done a great job with that. This was the old unemployment office, I believe, or employment office. I'm never sure which one. But he came in and redid that. So he's taken all of those individuals, businesses or spaces, and has rented all but one space right now. Okay, now I'll change from my Philip Williams stories to my Caleb Campbell story. Philip and Caleb were friends. Caleb called me one day, and he said, I want to buy some property. I've been talking to Philip. I want to buy some property downtown. So the federal courthouse had just gone on an online auction. So I told him about it. He ended up winning that auction and buying that building and taking that building. This was in 1915 when it was 2 stories, in 1934 when it was 3 stories. He took that building, completely redid it, and let me tell you, there's some pretty strict guidelines on that because it is on the National Historic Register. So there are some pretty strict guidelines as what he could and could not do. But that building right now had been sitting fairly empty for years, and it is now fully leased. So Caleb and Jenna, his wife, and his sister Anna, Caleb and Jenna wanted to move back home. They're from here. Anna stayed in Pittsburgh, but this is now their corporate headquarters for Campbell Development. So I just think that's the coolest thing in the world. When you got young people that want to reinvest in your community. So Caleb and Anna and Jenna then bought the property next door, 612 Broad Street. It was the old long furniture building, has been not had anything in it for quite a while. They bought that. There are 7 apartments upstairs in this building. They're all fully leased. He's going to have underground or covered parking under the building with his. So as soon as they get that sidewalk finished up. But downstairs is our Glory and Grace Dance. So the downstairs is now a viable business, and he has 7 apartments upstairs that are leased. This is the architect, and then Caleb and Jenna, and that's Mary Helmer from Main Street, Alabama on the left-hand side. This is one of the apartments upstairs that they recently won a Main Street award, and I submitted those pictures because just to see that view, you're overlooking Broad Street, but it's just absolutely gorgeous in there. So all are leased, and he's thinking about building 8 more on the backside. So we are doing well in the loft living. Okay. So I'm gonna try not to be impatient here, but I'm not sure if I'm pushing it. Yeah. Oh, yes, okay. And if y'all have driven downtown and have not noticed all the construction going on in the 300 block between 3rd and 4th Streets with Life of Alabama, you're just, I guess, just blind. But they started 2 years ago, and they are almost finished. They took a building that looks like aluminum siding. I don't really know what that was. Took it off, and Allie Causey and I talked a lot. We talked for years before she said, "Okay, just give me time. I'm working on this." They took that old siding off, and the goal was to bring each building back as an individual look. It's all their headquarters, all Life of Alabama headquarters, but each building now has a different look, and they've done such a great job. They're about to finish on the west end, and that will be done. They're waiting on windows is what they're waiting on. What you uncover when you do things like this, the old Grant's window, David T. Grant's was there years ago. So that was one, and when they uncovered that window was there. So, it's just fun to see what you uncover. I think every small downtown seems to have a crest building, but they actually took the sign down, cleaned all the brick around it. So they've done it exactly right. They've done it the right way. So we're great. That has really, really given us a better look on that end of town, and I'm just so proud of them and what they've done. I think I could talk without pictures, wouldn't you? Okay. Is this we're doing this one or this one?
You're doing that one.
Okay. Did I skip one? Oh, no, that's right. Okay, good. Okay. And, Downtown Gadsden is a very, very, very small nonprofit. We depend on other partners to help us. Greater Gadsden Area Tourism, Alabama Mountain Lakes Association is a great promoter of downtown. We hope to give back to them what they give to us, but they promote what we do, and we're greatly appreciative for that. And we need help. I mean, we do need help, but there's also other people that do. We have community partners. The City of Gadsden. I am partially funded by the City of Gadsden. The part of funding comes from memberships, sponsorships, and fundraisers. But City of Gadsden provides financial assistance, and they also provide security for First Friday and our other events. Gadsden Commercial Development, I told you we share office space with them, so we also share expenses, so that helps. The Mary G. Hardin Center for Cultural Arts, the Gadsden Museum of Art, the Walnut Gallery, we all work together to try to bring different things to our downtown. Main Street, Alabama is probably one of the biggest helps because they provide a lot of support when we need it. We're an old Main Street city, so we're not like one of the newer ones that requires a lot of help, but they're great to call on and see, when we do need help. Alabama Historical Commission in Montgomery is a big help, and the Chamber, we work with the Chamber. They're members of Downtown Gadsden. We're members of the Chamber, so we support each other that way as well. So we just, it takes people to make things work. You can't do this by yourself. This is not something that's gonna happen. So what's in store? Okay, we're gonna continue on to do our Main Street program, and we're going to, okay, so the vacant storefronts, again, I said earlier that we don't have many, well, I have very few available. People call and I say, I'm sorry, I just don't have anything, unless they're big, huge buildings that are not even ready for occupancy. But we're going to continue to do that and make sure that we keep everything occupied, that we know when somebody's going out of business, and we're ready to do that. So, and we want to bring a positive focus by providing the events that bring people downtown. I honestly give credit to First Friday for reminding people that we have a downtown. People come to First Friday and say, well, I want to open a business here because, you know, they think every day is First Friday, which is not. But it is a great thing for them to know, that to remind them. Like I said, I grew up here. A lot of people didn't, but I grew up here, and that's what I love. So, but we're all over Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can find us all kind of social media. I think if you don't like us on Facebook, go like us. We've got several pages. And then downtowngadsden.com, we try to keep everything going and let you know what's happening on that as well. Of course, you can't do this. I can't do this without a very supportive board of directors. Spencer Williams, Round by Power, is my president this year, and we've got a great group of people that work hard, that do whatever it takes when you're calling on, when you need something. You can call on these people and say, hey, I need something. And then board members, you know, Michelle, Allie, Tripp, Shane, Jamie, Cindy, John, Rhonda, Carol, Jack Page, and Robert Smith are advisory. But they, I mean, it's you have to have these people. They call you, say, what can I do? And that's a great thing to have. So, okay, I'm almost to the end. Now, have I left out anything? Got any questions? Thanks for listening. I'm going to say, shop small, shop local. If you're in another town, shop small, shop local. Just support your local businesses, because that is what we're all about. That's the goal of everything that we do. And so small towns, small shops, big treasures, great taste. That became my new mantra, I guess. When COVID hit, we had to come up with something and say, okay, what makes us different? What are we? So that's our newest, and y'all just do it. Just shop small. We have small towns, small shops, big treasures, great taste. And I think that is the end. Let me see. All right. Anybody have any questions? Or would you like to speak?
I thought it was fantastic. So if you have any questions, we were having some trouble with our audio here. You might put them into the chat function. We'd love to, I know Kay would be happy to answer any questions you might have. I just want to give her some kudos. I've gotten to see her work from a different perspective the past couple of months. And I promise you, you would be hard pressed to find anyone that loves downtown more than Kay Moore. She is not just a hard worker. You know, you can work really hard and be ineffective. You are a smart worker and a dedicated and a shut up and shovel. Let's just get it done. Super positive, and just you do an incredible job. And no wonder you're recognized among your peers throughout the state as the best.
And I love downtown. It is my passion.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate you being here, and thank you so much to Kay. We'll see you.